Many of our state forests are looking a little different these days, thanks to an ever-increasing number of invasive insects. Between gypsy moths, Asian longhorn beetles, emerald ash borers, whatever they are, and the rest, there are a lot of frontiers in this fight. As Cristina Quinn shows us, one government lab is taking them all on. And for those who are a bit squeamish, consider yourself warned.
It's all about bugs, larvae, and pupa here at the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Otis Lab, tucked away on Joint Base Cape Cod. Or as Lab Director David Lance puts it,
we're charged with protecting American agricultural and natural ecosystems from invasive plant pests.
That mission includes eradicating invasive species like the Asian longhorn beetle, which have devastated trees by bulldozing their way through wood. One method the Otis Lab is working on is biocontrol, which involves using parasites to reduce the population of these wood-boring pests. Lab technician Brianne Aflag is excited about a new addition to their lab, the Dastricus helophoroidus.
It is a parasitic beetle that parasitizes the Asian longhorn beetle, which is really promising right now. So we have the adults here, and they're very small, and they lay eggs. When the eggs hatch, they have these little legs on the larva, and the larva will physically crawl to their host larva, which in this case is the Asian longhorn beetle. And when they find the host, they paralyze it. And you can tell that it's been paralyzed. They kind of just, it's very obvious. They'll devour the whole host.
Larva feeding on larva is wild.
It very much is, but it's neat in the respect that it is a promising control for the Asian longhorn beetle, and it could be something that would be very good for us, especially in the Northeast.
That's because areas of the Northeast have been battling these guys for a long time. The greater Worcester area is now in its 8th year of its Asian longhorn beetle eradication program. It's a rigorous program that involves 100 people from both the USDA and the Massachusetts DCR. They go out every day, year-round, and survey 110 quarantined square miles of oak trees for egg-laying sites and exit holes. Another parasite the Otis Lab is researching is the Spathius wasp. The USDA released millions of these tiny bugs this past spring to curb the destruction of the emerald ash borer. They don't sting humans, but their larvae are the borer's worst nightmare.
The larva will be actually underneath the bark, and the Spathius will oviposit through the bark and parasitize the larva.
Yes, more larva-on-larva action, which could be promising moving forward. Parasites could be an effective way to control future populations. Because if there's anything these invasive insects have taught us, it's that they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
I love the word parasitize. Cristina Quinn joins me now. What am I doing?
You're clearly parasitized.
Thank you very much. So I love this story, by the way, even though it's disgusting. Are there other methods for doing what we just saw to these invasive species? There are?
Yes. So
like
the
what?
USDA is doing a lot. They've been doing a lot for a long time. One method that I think is particularly interesting is they take the female pheromone of the gypsy moths. The gypsy moths, this year especially, they kind of went full throttle. But what they'll do in areas where they have a better sense of being able to curb the population, they'll spray that area with a female pheromone, really confusing the male.
To lure the guys in?
Yeah, and then the male gypsy moths will keep flying looking for the female mate, and they'll just keep flying until they die.
Was she on camera when she did this? That was very good visual. So this is sort of after the fact, and it's very impressive. Is there any prevention stuff that there is?
Well, okay, so a lot of it comes down to wood, right? So firewood, don't move firewood from, don't bring in firewood from out of state. Get your firewood locally. It's very, very important. Okay. And if you're going to get it from the store, make sure it's heat treated.
Okay.
It usually is.
The most important thing to me, as someone who doesn't have expertise in this, so you're introducing one species, the parasite. You're eliminating, hopefully, another species, the invasive, whatever it is, insect. Does that not, how do they know it doesn't screw up the ecosystem? I'm serious.
Right. Yes, no, I mean, it's not like some wacky scientist woke up one day like, I'm going to bring in this parasite. No, they spend years and years of research. And so the parasite that they brought in for the emerald ash borer, the wasp, that's from Russia. And they spent years and years and years of research to make sure that it won't damage the ecosystem, people
Before
and,
they do any
and
of
other.
this.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, definitely.
So what am I doing?
You're flying.
Into the female pheromone.
Right, good luck with that.
Cristina Quinn, good to see you again, as always.